Joining us now, News Nation contributor and political and media strategist, Kurt Bardella. Kurt, oh my goodness, I love your glasses. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. When you have kids.
It happens. I love it. All right. Well, we've blown through the New Year's deadline. However, Congress can still reverse some of those expected cost increases when it comes back from break regarding these subsidies. How likely, Kurt, do you think a reversal may be at this point?
Well, I think it's going to take a lot of effort. I mean, we're already coming up on also another government shutdown deadline at the end of January. And so this collision of the Obamacare subsidies expiring with the need to fund the government yet again, it creates the ingredients really that we saw last time, which was Democrats would not vote for a budget because they wanted the Republican majority to do something to address the coming rise in Obamacare premiums. Republicans, for whatever reason, decided not to do anything about it, despite having control of the House, the Senate, and the White House. So here we are facing down that barrel yet again. This might be the last time there's a legislative impetus, a legislative vehicle in the potential government shutdown to try to force the Republican majority to do something to help alleviate the burden that these rising premiums will have on working families.
So, what are the stakes here for Republicans? Even with so many other stories making headlines to kick off the new year, how much of a liability do you see this being for the party?
I think it could be the thing that cost them the majority. It's interesting because I remember back when I was Republican in 2010, the passage of Obamacare is what cost Republican Democrats their majority, and Republicans had a historic tidal wave based on the unpopularity of Obamacare. It's ironic, flash forward 15, 16 years later, that the preservation of some of those benefits is what could cost Republicans their very narrow, historically narrow majority this time down. If they don't have an answer for how they're going to help working families stave off the rising premiums, these people will get a reminder every single month in their healthcare bills from here until they resolve this that Republicans didn't do their job, that they didn't keep up their promises, that the cost of living in this country got higher and more expensive for them, despite all the promises that Donald Trump and Republicans have made. A monthly reminder that costs went up is what they're looking at if they don't do something about it.
Right, and you would imagine that the party is taking that under consideration in its political calculus, especially ahead of these elections. I wanted to ask you, Kurt. Many on the right are saying that these subsidies are a band-aid. We need a more comprehensive approach to fix this problem. Is there time for that, though?
I mean, it's interesting because they're saying that now that this has become a problem that they've refused to address. I don't remember them campaigning in 2024 on completely overhauling the healthcare system in America. I'm sure many Americans would love to hear what that proposal is, what that means for them, how much it would cost, what it means for access to prescription drugs, what it means for their hospital bills. But we've never heard those details from Republicans. All we've heard, steady drumbeat for 16 years, Obamacare is terrible. We should repeal that. Repeal it and replace it with what? That's the missing ingredient. And until they actually have that answer and put it on the floor for a vote, which they could do at any time because they have the majority, all the complaining and hammering they do is really, it falls on deaf ears because it's really their responsibility.
Well, you're correct in saying that the details have been vague there. And I wanted to ask you because there is some legislation right now that's circulating that does have bipartisan support. And essentially what it does is it extends these subsidies temporarily, but then it also incorporates some Republican carve outs, some of what they're asking for. Do you believe that's a realistic solution as we look ahead? Could legislation like this get the votes needed to make it across the finish line?
I mean, I think if it comes down to it, something is better than nothing. And Republicans desperately need something that they can campaign on in 2026, or they're going to lose their majority.
All right, the stakes are high. Kurt Bardella, I'm sure we'll be checking back in. Happy New Year, my friend. Thank you.